Hey, Frank, we got those heavy winds, and in fact, yesterday here in Toronto, we had, some blowing snow. Nothing really stuck here, but take a look at this picture that was just tweeted to me from Sandra Harrison in Sudbury. Look at the drifts. This is from late yesterday up there.
Yeah, any guess, Kevin, how much snow they got? Let me see if you can guess.
Well, I don't, you know what? It looks more like it's the drifts and the blowing snow. So what are we looking at? We're looking at maybe 10, 15 centimeters?
Actually, the weather summary that came out of Environment Canada has estimates in Sudbury at 29 centimeters of snow.
Wow! Yeah. Hello, April.
Hello, April. Hello, April. And what is April the 5th today going to have in store for us? Let's take a look at what we got in terms of what you need to know over the next little bit. First off, that's actually some of the wind gusts. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. First off, what I want to mention about is some of the current wind speeds that we have. 20 kilometers per hour. Winds have backed off quite significantly. Yesterday, you just saw that at Pearson. We had some wind gusts at about 96, down to Billy Bishop, some gusts up to 98 kilometers per hour. Winds today will be out of the west, 20 to 40. We did see some snow squall activity through the overnight period, so some areas this morning, be aware that you could see some snow on some of the roadways. -5 right now. The actual temperature in Sudbury this morning at -18. We take a look over towards Ottawa at -11. However, Toronto, wind chills this morning, you're closer to about -10. That's what you need to dress for. There's a look right now. Those snow squalls have backed off. However, we're still going to keep our eye on Lake Huron. We've been seeing some snow squall activity, pushing some flurry activity towards Stratford this morning. We're also going to keep an eye on Georgian Bay. Yesterday, we saw that big pileup along the 400, and that was related to some of the snow that we saw just north of around Highway 89. 2 degrees for today, less windy, but still cold. -2 through the overnight. It does get real cold through the weekend, through the overnight periods. Some snow tomorrow morning. Be aware that'll be after 8 o'clock here in Toronto. Saturday, +1, but take a look at the overnight temperature, -8, -6 in through Sunday. Monday, another round of some flurry activity. Tuesday into Wednesday, we had highs of 3, and finally we'll hit a high of 6. Woo! On Wednesday.
Yeah, 6. That's so great. Love it. Okay, right now we are dealing with problems north of the city in Caledon. Well, just north of Caledon. Airport Road, that is closed off in both directions, just north of Highway 9, and that's all due to a stalled tractor trailer. So that's a pretty popular route, so you'll have to avoid it for the next little while. Here's a look at some drive times right now, because we did have problems recently clear on the eastbound QEW near Bronte. So delays have improved slightly. It's still a busy drive, though, from Guelph Line over to Dorval. Westbound 401, that's filling in from Morningside off and on over to Yonge. Southbound 410, though, still in great shape as you head out of Brampton. As well, in town, you might still find problems with the traffic lights along Steeles between Bathurst and Yonge. They were reported out through that whole stretch, so just remember to treat those intersections accordingly. I'll send it back down to you, Mel.
Well, this morning we are following all the cleanup efforts right around the city after that powerful windstorm blasted the GTA yesterday. Let's get over to our Tammy Sutherland. Now, yesterday, Tammy, you were in almost the same area, Yonge Lawrence, and you were talking about those big, mature trees and what could happen. I can see what just happened right behind you here. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Yonge and Lawrence area, Woburn Avenue, and this is what happened to a mature tree here, completely uprooted. And if we can just take you on a quick walk around, you can see where the tree has been cut up. It actually was right across the street. It's been cut up and pushed to the side. And when the tree came down, it actually took out a light standard as well along with it. Now, this scene is just one of many right across the GTA all day yesterday, with those winds getting up to over 90 kilometers per hour. Now, that wind warning has since been canceled, but it did its damage yesterday, knocking out power to over 21,000 people in Toronto alone. It also was so strong that it knocked bricks off the side of a building in Oshawa, as well as collapsing a crane in Mississauga. So it's been pretty strong. In terms of hydro now, there is an update here, and it's a good one for people here in Toronto. The hydro crews were working all night long, even though the wind was still going, and it really did hamper their efforts, but they were able to restore power. Right now, only about 110 customers still remain without power, and those are individual customers. And again, that is down from the original 21,000 who were knocked out of power. And again, another piece of good news, it is not nearly as windy today, so it'll give crews some time to clean up. Again, these scenes like this all over the GTA. Mel, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Tammy, and we'll check in with you as you do travel across the city to find some of those scenes. Thank you. And to our other top story now, a man is rushed to hospital with what's believed to be life-threatening injuries. This after an early morning fire. We're going to take you to a live look at the scene right now. This is the scene just starting to wind down in the Wellesley and Sherbourne area. Crews were called here just before 5 o'clock. They found the victim inside an apartment. Investigators are now trying to figure out what started the fire.
There's significant damage in that unit. The firefighters would have been faced with the extreme heat and low visibility in that unit, so I'm quite proud of how quickly they were able to get in there and get that person out.
Now, it seems there were working smoke detectors inside. The alarm was going off when crews arrived. One other person evacuated from the floor has since been allowed to return. The family of a woman who opened fire inside YouTube headquarters this week is extending their condolences to victims and calling out police for not doing enough to prevent the tragedy.
They said she was angry of YouTube, so be careful. And police said we are going to watch her, but they didn't watch her.
Relatives say authorities knew that 39-year-old Nasim Agdam was frustrated with the company, but no one stepped in when Agdam visited a gun range just hours before the attack. The content creator shot and wounded 3 people before killing herself Tuesday. 2 of her victims have been released from hospital, a third still in serious condition.